Lawmakers have spent several days debating and voting on measures passed out of the opposite chamber. You have some big concerns over one of the bills that was recently approved, net metering. Can you explain your opposition to this bill?
Sure. Net metering is an energy bill. And what the net metering does is when most folks have solar panels on top of their home, when the sun is out, that energy is used in the house to run the home. For instance, you can use that energy to power your lights, power your stoves if they're electric. But what's happening is a lot more people are putting net metering into their homes, the solar panels. And what happens when the sun's not out, then that power has to be generated from another source, and that source is hydro water power from our dams. And when the sun's not out and the hydro's running, sometimes there's not enough water, enough capacity to generate enough energy to keep all the net metering homes up and running. And that's the problem. In the future, because we're going to get rid of coal, natural gas, and all these other sources that can fulfill the capacity of the energy when net metering is not going, the hydropower is going to run out. We're going to be out of capacity and the system won't work. The grid will go down. We will have brownouts and we will have blackouts. So that's the problem. How do we fix it? That's what we need to work on.
As we enter the last few days of session, what will the legislature be working on?
Well, right now the House is working on all the Senate bills that were passed through the Senate, and we're reviewing all of those particular bills, passing or not passing those particular bills. There's a deadline that happened on April 17th that we went through every bill that we could and passed or did not pass those particular bills. After that 17th deadline, what we will be reviewing is the budget, the initiatives, and other bills that have fiscal notes associated with them.
Budget negotiators will be meeting to reconcile differences on their respective spending plans. When will a final agreement be reached?
So just to be clear, who's going to be reviewing this is the Senate Democrats and the House Democrats. The Republicans are not part of that conversation. So when you ask questions about when it's going to happen, is going to be a special session, we don't know. It's going to be up to them. Problem is that we have this surplus amount of money that we've had this year, which is wonderful, except the Democrats have already used all that money in all the bills that they've passed, and they're also going to tax us more. And even though we had this huge surplus of money, we're talking about maybe $4 billion of surplus money, and now they're going to tax us as well. So we're not sure when the session's going to finish, but we are not involved in the negotiations of that budget. They are, and they're the ones that are going to tax us, not the Republicans.